week, long week, exciting week, fun week, all that stuff, and got all your presents that you wanted. And Vicki, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you great. Awesome. Yep, you sound good. And we'll get started here in just one momento. Everybody turn off your phones, close your doors. A little housekeeping. On the right-hand side, you'll see a questions box. If you have any questions during the session here that Vicki's going to share with us, feel free to ask your questions. And I'm going to click the record button right now as we speak. And here we go.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. This is Scott Smith with Agent Mastermind. Welcome back from this long holiday week last week, and have an awesome, amazing class for you guys. I always get excited when Vicki's on the class with us, and she's here with us today to share with us how she, man, how do I start? Flyers, Facebook headers, YouTube headers, postcards, the whole mindset behind it, the whole mindset behind your brand. She's going to share with us how she does it using PowerPoint, and I don't think it matters which one you have, but I think she's using 2010, Vicki, I think?
Yeah, it's the one that you have
awesome.
on the computer. And so it's something that comes with your computer, something really easy. A lot of people don't have, Adobe, or maybe it's so expensive, that kind of stuff. So this is just something that you can use and it's easy. So it's there. Why not use it?
And here's just a suggestion for everybody that has an assistant that's on the call. I would, have them watch this class and say, hey, do this or do that, or come up with some ideas for me. Or take some of the ideas that Vicki's going to share with you and give them, go to Fiverr or go to, I don't know, Odesk is another one. Odesk.com does one projects and done, so stuff like that. So we'll talk more about that at the end. But Vicki, why don't you share with us what you got? You got an awesome class, and I just looked at the PowerPoint, so I'm excited.
Good. I'm pretty pumped for this, so it's great. What we're going to do today is we're going to kind of show you the mindset behind it, like you had mentioned, and how you can do it yourself. So we'll go ahead and get started right now. What you're going to need is what I call my must-haves just to do this, is a plan of action. You need to have a system. You need to have a system that's going to tell you what to do, when to do it, why you're doing it, and who's doing it. And we use Google Docs, right, Scott, quite a bit.
Absolutely. Google Docs is awesome, yep.
All the assistants, and they all share their doc with me, so I can look at it at any time, 24/7, and say, okay, yeah, that plan of action that we implemented, was done by, Mike or Brandon. You need to have Microsoft PowerPoint and Gene. I don't know if you guys know what Gene is, but here is the free download. It's a little capture system that I use 100 times a day. So we can show you. Yeah, we can show you how to use it if for some reason you don't. And I also like the video part of Gene to communicate with. I can take a video snapshot. It records my voice. It records my mouth, what I'm trying to say. And then I can hyperlink it in an email to someone to give them some instructions. I love that part of Gene, so that's great. Images, these are just, there's tons of places you can go to. I happen to use Photo Express and Dollar Photo Club. They're extremely inexpensive, and I keep them all in a folder on my desktop so I can reuse them over and over again. And so that's, as well as clip art. Now with PowerPoint, I'm going to show you where you can actually use free clip art, in your postcards or your flyers too as well.
There's a lot of free stuff that I had no idea was even there. I mean, there's a ton of stuff that's just inside PowerPoint, but yeah, so.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. So first off, you have to have a marketing plan, right? What's going to happen in 2015, and that's why we talked about. Today would be a really good. This is a good time to revisit what you're doing, who's going to be doing it, and actually put a system in place so that it's already set. It's done for you. You've ordered your postcards. So now all you do is put a stamp on them and mail them out. So think about, what's going to happen in January, February, March, April, and have systems in place to be able to cover, what your plan is and what you're going to be doing. A good system to think about is called life cycle marketing. Now, life cycle marketing is taking one client through the life of in working with you within your office. In the very beginning, they are going to just become aware of you, maybe through your Facebook post or other social media sites or a postcard that they get from you, or you go to a for sale by owner or an expired. They're going to research you, and then they're going to compare you to other competition that's out there, and then they're going to select and buy into your program. They're going to hopefully you're going to gain them as a client, a buyer client or a seller client, and then they're going to have an experience with you, and then you're going to get into the retention phase, and then they're going to get into the referral phase, which is the word of mouth. So really, you really need to have a life cycle marketing system or plan. What's going to happen in your pre, what's going to happen during your listing or during the time that you're working with them as a buyer, and then an after-close system. So if you can think and break it down into 3 different categories, because what you do is going to be different in the cycle that they're in. So, for example, you might not do the lotto ticket strategy that we talk about. That is usually an after-close system. You would not want to do that in the very beginning when they don't know, like, or trust you yet, right? Scott, do you agree?
Yeah, and I would, I would think about this. Remember when we talk about we're not, it's not about what you say or what you do, it's how you make them feel. One of the things I know we all know this, but people don't like to be educated, they like to be entertained. So if you can some way, shape, or form in the pre, during, and after, make it fun for them, let them get to know you, have fun with the process, I'm telling you, it goes so far because you make them feel good during the process, and therefore the rest of the whole thing just goes so much better. So, and they remember that, they remember the laughs and the fun times and the caring and all that stuff. So how you make them feel. Don't be so robotic about it, or don't be so like, what is everybody else doing? I'm going to do that. Make it your own. Be who you are, and just put that into your marketing.
Yeah, and that is a key component to pull marketing. It's making them feel good. It's answering the questions that they already have in their minds versus pull marketing where you're just selling to them. So you're right on there. I put together just a quick marketing plan. This is just something that I came up with, I didn't really go into total detail, but just to give you an idea, maybe to give you some inspiration, how easy it is to put a system in place, using Google Docs, which is basically an Excel spreadsheet. Creating your brand on all of your social media sites is a really key component. Because that's where a lot of your marketing is going to happen, especially in the future, the next year or 2 years down the road. You're going to find that the majority of your clients, you're going to communicate with them in the way that they want to be communicated with. It's easier for you to reach them because they're already at the party. You know what I mean? So making sure that your brand follows on all of the social media sites. What are you going to do? When are you going to do it? What type of marketing are you going to do? Why are you going to do it? And who's going to do it? You could add more columns to this, like, is it done? That kind of thing. So, for example...
the cool part about this, Vicki, that I love the most is, if you look at, who's going to do it, you literally could probably have your assistant or partner or virtual assistant do 99% of this. Lottery ticket could be sent out by somebody. Just Sold could be sent out. Photo op, accountability report, Animoto listing, design listing fan page, attract new business. There's some other stuff there. Thank you cards, client communication. So you could have somebody else do this stuff while you're out doing the money-making activities. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the best part about this. Only if you have a list of what they're supposed to do. So if you're looking for what would an assistant do, man, this is a great list to go by.
Right. The only thing that you the agent, needs to do is the actual face-to-face contact. So once you design your for sale by owner campaign, Maybe it's 8 weeks of postcards. The goal is to stack appointments for you. So you're sending out the postcards maybe on Monday, and then your assistant is following it up on Wednesday, or you are, and then you're stacking the appointments so that you are doing the face-to-face. You're doing the money-making activities. Everything else is being done. Phone burner. We've done several classes on the phone burner. You really want to communicate with your database on a regular basis. So using the phone burner allows you to burn through your database really quickly. That could be something that you do, or you could have your assistant do it. You record your voice, but then when someone picks up, it's your assistant saying, hey, this is Vicki from Scott's office. He wanted me to touch base with you and see, how are things going, and you just talk general communication. Oh, by the way, please don't keep us a secret. If any of your, your neighbors or any of your family members are looking for a house, can we count on you, just to give our name to them? Or better yet, will you call me, John? Scott would really love that, that kind of thing. So, yeah.
Yeah, Beverly's asking what is Phone Burner, and Phone Burner is a system that allows you to do one recording. We have a class on it that we probably should bring up again, but it's a system, it's a web-based system that allows you to upload your contacts into the system. It allows you to click go, and what it does is it dials the first number of your client, and if it gets voicemail, it allows you to push a button and leave a recorded message that you pre-recorded, so it's nice and fresh and crisp and clean. And because I think if you think about calling 100 people, your number 10th voicemail is going to get a little less and a little less exciting, a little less excitement. So this allows you to send the same message, and it's a generic message for all your past clients. But we've literally had people add 1, 2, 3, 4 deals to their pipeline just by connecting, engaging with their past database. Also, we've proven that we typically see 1 transaction per month per 100 in the database, and that's like a very, very conservative number. So if you're not connecting, engaging, and interacting with your past database, you're losing out on deals that they're referring to somebody else, or not even talking about to their, or giving your name out.
It's great, a great communication tool to keep you top of mind with your client in your database, and those people already know, like, and trust you. I know you are, Scott, are huge on connecting with your database. That is where you get your ambassadors, that continue to refer business your way. So, anything that you can do to reach out and touch them, the more the merrier. So, yeah, big fan on Phone Burner. So this is just an example of how easy it is. It's just a matter of putting pen to paper, and designing what's going to happen in your an Excel spreadsheet for what happens during the time that you're either during the listing or during the buyer part of it, and then what's going to happen in the after closing system. So it's just a simple 1, 2, 3 step, and then it's done. And you do this, January, February, March, April. It's rinse and repeat. So now we're going to get into the fun stuff. This is the stuff that I love to do, So
yeah, you love it too much, Vic. Gotta say.
I know, and I kind of get lost in it. It's like people.
I know, man. She sits here, zones out, and I'm like, hey, Vicki, wake up, God, time to go home.
You're talking to me, and it's like I don't even hear you most of the time. It's like, oh yeah, what did you say? Oh, okay. So your brand basically is what people believe you are. It's who they perceive you to be. And we always start by building the brand first. And then we, as I mentioned, we bring it across all of your marketing materials. So somehow it could be a logo, it could be a slogan, it could be colors. And yeah, there is a brand that comes with your company, and that's great too. You can have that there, and of course you have to, have that there for company regulations. But it's more about you. You need to have your brand out there, if not as much more than the company brand. And it should, it should precede and underlie any effort that you do. And branding is all about push, not pull. We've done several classes on the difference between push marketing and pull marketing, and as well as you can Google that to learn a little bit more. tool is more engaging. It's not interrupting someone that doesn't necessarily want your business. You're attracting the people that want your business. You're answering those questions that they're already have in their target market's minds. So a brand will help encourage someone, and it will support whatever efforts that you're doing. But it doesn't say buy me. Instead, it talks about who you are, why you're doing, what you're doing, why you love real estate, and if they align with you, they support you, and then they'll be referable partners and ambassadors into your business growth. So if you can think of a brand doing all that really cool stuff for you, it just helps in any effort that you do. It sets you different and apart from the norm. And we tie everything into social media. The big party is Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Pinterest, and Google+. But there's Instagram. There's tons of others that you can get into. But at least having a platform across all of these major ones right here will at least allow people to, and they will Google you, to see that, oh yes, they understand the philosophy between Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Pinterest. Now, the good thing about that is when you're branding all of this, you can co-brand within your site. So, for example, I could do my Pinterest boards and post a board, or just like I did today on Agent Mastermind, I posted the postcard board, Scott. So, I can cross-market Pinterest to Facebook, Facebook to Pinterest, Pinterest to Twitter, YouTube videos to Facebook, YouTube videos on my Pinterest, Twitter them out, Google plus them. I could do a blog and insert, something that I did on Pinterest. So you're letting people see that you're on all of these sites, as well as you should be able to follow all of your friends on all of these sites, subscribe to all of your friends on all of these sites, so that you can tag them. You can, right?
And Vicki, great news too. I don't know if you knew this or not, but we're having a gentleman who specializes in YouTube come on in 2 weeks. We're going to have a YouTube class, which we haven't had in a really long time. So I don't know if we've ever really done a YouTube class. So we're going to have a YouTube class coming up in 2 weeks. Not next week, but the week after.
Very cool. Yeah, I think we've done video marketing, and we've done we've shown how to optimize your videos to get Google juice or first page exposure. But very cool. So why do you need to do these changes and be aware of tying in your social media? Because 72% of adult users are on at least one social network. And the landscape has really changed. But the power behind it is to stay top of mind. It increases your likability, and you can build influence. But most importantly, you remain relevant. So I just invite you guys to get in the conversation, engage, because I really like this one. I work sometimes, and people say, well, I've been in the business for 30 years, and I have a great, database, and that's great. And I'm not saying, stop doing what, you normally do. But if you want to grow, if you want to bring new customers into your business, sometimes the old way of doing business doesn't work anymore. So you need to open up new doors to attract those 20s and 30s and 40s. And where and how are they communicating? Is through social media. So I'm just a big component of tying social media into all my marketing efforts that I do. And PowerPoint is going to give you a great resource to be able to do that. Now, your assistant, if you have one, really their goal in your marketing plan is to keep the conversation going. I really emphasize I want them to make you look really, really good, and be that connection for you on all the good things that you offer. They're basically planting the seeds, for future growth, and they're planting the seeds for referrals, as well as your reputation. So, this is kind of when I think of what an assistant would do. This is basically the mindset behind what, can really help them, help you in your business. This is a little cheat sheet. So, like for example, you guys can keep this standard postcard, oversized, a jumbo postcard. Maybe you want to do a brochure about your business.
And this is the and she's going to show you how to do this. We're going to go live here in just a minute, but she's going to show you why these sizes are important. So when you're doing something on PowerPoint, you can actually put these sizes right inside your PowerPoint presentation. When you actually develop a postcard or oversize your jumbo or brochure, it allows you to do that right inside PowerPoint. So she's going to show you that in a minute.
Yeah.
And we'll make sure you, to get a copy of this PowerPoint, just get a get with your loan professional that's listening to the invite, and we'll make sure and get you a copy of this and the recording.
Awesome. This is also a cheat sheet for your social media sites. So if you're doing Facebook or a banner, on YouTube, Twitter, Google+, these are the dimensions that you'll need to put into PowerPoint in order to get, the appropriate, timeline image, for example. I use Auction Repair. If I find that I want to convert pixels to inches, because PowerPoint does inches, not, so this is a great place to go in and just enter, what they tell you that banner on YouTube is, and then it converts it for you. So that's kind of a little trick there. Just wanted to share that with you too as well. Okay, so we're going to go live. Now, I think I did post the postcard one. You guys can follow me on Pinterest. I try to keep, when I get time, there's probably 100 or more that I haven't done, but I try to upload them when I get time. So, for example, this would be the board that I do for Facebook timelines. These are all the Facebook business pages, as well as personal pages, and we can talk about that that I've done for our clients, for a while. So there's tons of great ideas. It kind of gives you an idea of, you can come here and think, oh man, I really like that. Now be aware that a lot of these are images that I've purchased for the client, our clients, but it's something that at least can give you some inspiration, and think about. So we try to find something that's unique and different and about you that's going to make you stand out, or it could be the city, it could be, what you like to do in your personal life, that kind of thing. And then we bring that forth on your banners. So that is like Facebook. All of our YouTube videos, not all of them, but these are the ones that I do for Animoto and stuff, are on here too as well. So you can get some ideas from that. The postcard marketing, these are flyers and postcards. These are, brochures, listing presentations, campaigns. They're all here, kind of give you an idea too, of different things that you can do. So one thing that you'll notice is just a lot of sharp images that capture the attention, because that's what I want to do. It's first impressions. I want them not to look at something and just, they're desensitized. It's computer generated, so they throw it away. I want you guys to be shown as unique. So think about that, when you're doing your campaigns, that kind of thing. WordPress blogs, it goes on and on. So that is there in case you guys want to get some ideas. I just wanted to show that to you. So let's
I'm just answering questions, so I'm not ignoring you.
Are you? Let's go live here.
All right. Which I can't find, Vicki. The two sites that we buy pictures from, Photo Express, PHOTOXEX. Or no, it's just XX. Yeah, it's Photo. Yeah, PhotoXPRESS.com. And then the other one was
Photo Dollar Club.
Photo Dollar Club. That's
Stutter Shot, yeah. And there's tons of them out there. You just go ahead and Google images, and you can get some. We pay usually $1 because I do so much. So I try to get. I really like both of those two that I mentioned in the PowerPoint because I get a great selection for only $1. So
cool.
I know you allow me to have unlimited. So, but you can go pay individually, $1 per one, or you can do 10 a month or 15 a month, whatever you want to do. So I came up with some things. I just chose one of the agents, Laura, that is there. So I'm using her as an example. Hopefully she's on class. This is going to be kind of new. So Laura, you have your marketing plan started here for you. So
Laura,
yeah.
is Laura on class? All right, cool.
Okay. So this is an example of what a just sold postcard is, right? But what if, to me, I get these all the time at home. There's nothing that's bold or makes me want to even really read it. It's just kind of, yeah, and then you just kind of toss it, and that's what you don't want to have your materials be. So what if Laura did a photo op at the closing table that showed the client?
That's so cool.
Yeah. Or at the front door. I know Stacy is a big one.
Stacy Staub.
Doing photo ops, at the front door. So, and she uses it through Instagram. So we take that image there, and I gave her a slogan. Laura's now, it's One Day with Laura. So that's going to be her brand. It's going to kind of go and follow her through all the stuff that she does. And so the next back of the postcard might be something that says, if you see John and Sarah walking their dog, please welcome them to the neighborhood. One day with Laura, and good things happen. Now, what you don't see here is I just sold another home.
Right.
That makes me look like, oh, what does that say to your clients? That says, oh, she's got some money in her pocket, she's got a payday. What I don't see here is buy. It's like push. Your sale. I'm being salesy here. I'm doing pull marketing. I'm engaging people to take that next step. It's like that feel good that you talk about. This is what this is all
feel
about.
Good. Yep.
So all that Laura does now is she puts the stamps on here, and then she puts her labels to that farm area, okay? So maybe now she's put a campaign together for sell by owners. So this might be one of 8 postcards that go out to for sale by owners, for 6 or 8 weeks that talks about, maybe she has a Pinterest board of, home staging ideas. So One Day with Laura Pinterest. And then the next thing, sometimes buyers can't imagine. It's your time to create that wow factor when they first walk into your home. You want them to imagine their life living here. Follow me on Pinterest to learn some tricks, tools, and design tips that I use to make that first impression last well beyond the showing. What's your memory piece? Need some ideas? Let me know. So again, it's just being, it's getting you to be known as a resource, the person to go to. What are they going to do? You didn't ask for their sale. They're going to go to your Pinterest page, and they're going to see your success board of all the homes that you've sold with all those photo ops, or like Stacy does, the front door. They're going to see all the different boards, and they're going to be, impressed and want to learn more. This might be Laura's thank you card. Now, One Day with Laura is success. Now, the back of that postcard.
I love that. I love that.
Don't you? I love that too.
Brand,
hopefully
you know
like
what I mean?
it.
One Day with Laura. That's awesome.
Yeah. And so it's simple. It's clean. It's getting the message that no matter what, One Day with Laura is going to give you success. Now, she could use this, and I would probably make up, 100 or 200 of these postcards. Make them all up on the front, and remember to do glossy full color, because I want that, expensive, feel and touch when they touch it. And the back, if you're going to do anything handwritten, make sure the back is done in a matte finish. Front glossy, back matte, if you're going to write.
It's funny that Vicki is asking a question on here that says, I love the photo op of the front door, the one you showed there. And she says so many people here do not want their info shared publicly, including their photo, name, and address. I got so deflated hearing that. No thanks. So here's just a suggestion that I would do. A lot of people like to send, and you know what? So, I like the SW, 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 SW. Some will, so what? Some will, so what? God, I freaking drew a blank.
Some will, some won't.
Will. Some won't.
Some will.
So what? Someone's waiting. Thank you, Vicki. There you go. So what? Just a suggestion. Maybe say, hey, I'm more than happy to print up 100 cards that you can hand out to your friends, family, and coworkers. I'll even send them for you if you want to give me their addresses. So that's just one way to make up the cards still and give them to hand out that you could possibly use in that respect instead of sharing it on social media like some people do. Yeah.
Yeah, you could do the picture of the house. You know, one day with Laura, it's the picture of the home that you sold. And I find that there's a very small percentage of people that don't like, you know, people that are in law enforcement, you know, or attorneys. You know, sometimes they're not going to be so engaged in doing that. But there's 95% of the people are just stoked big time right now, and they love their new house, and they're going to share it with everyone. You know, this is just one example. I mean, if there's like for example, Jeff Tufford. I love Jeff. Every one of his posts is about his client.
The other person, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's always about, thank you for allowing me. Congrats to Carrie. Carrie is, you know, one of his clients. He is friends, his past, his current, and anyone that he comes in contact with. And it's all about getting comments, likes, and shares. So from this one post, you know, all of Carrie's friends on her page are making comments. Like Carrie and Dan, very happy for you guys. And it just goes on and all of the stuff that he posts on his page.
Well, not only that, you get to see who their friends are. Whoever posts, you get to see who their close friends are that are friends with them on Facebook, and you could even reach out and connect with them and say, hey, I just wanted to say hi, introduce myself.
Right.
I did a loan for a friend. I mean, like whatever you want to do with permission from. You could do it with or without, but you could say, hey, do you mind if I connect with the friends on my Facebook page that congratulate you?
Everything is a photo op.
On the post.
Yeah,
right.
you know.
Right.
You know, it's just, you're basically, you know, it's paparazzi time, you know, and so it's the same thing. It's just buying a product. The product that you're selling is the actual services of the home, you know. Everything that you do, you know, and it's just like constantly, 85 people like that. 8 people comment. They've even, you know, how many shares. That's the viral effect, you know, of doing. You're going to have naysayers, you know, that say, oh, no, I don't want to do that. But, you know, it does work. You may choose not to do it. That's cool. Then come in another direction with it, you know, and do the actual photo of the house. The actual photo of the house is something that you could use here that people know in your neighborhood, just like they did up here, you know, but it's done in a different way. It's done, you know, over here that might say, hey, if you see, you know, John and Sarah using first names only, you know, walking their dog, walking.
I love her look on her face. That's so funny. So cute. Like, ooh, hey.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. So, like, and there's, I mean, you can do all kinds of really cool stuff with your postcards. You can even use something like the Property Brothers and align yourself with people that they already know, like, and trust because they watch the TV show. This would be an awesome post. Like, for example, if I were to Jing this post right now, using Jing, guys, just by capturing this image, right?
Yep.
And then I would.
So what she's capturing this image with is that Jing project that she shared with you. I would highly recommend downloading that. It works for Mac and PC, and it's just an amazing tool.
So if I were to come over to my Facebook page, and let's see if I wanted to post that on my, it could be, say I wanted to post something on the house that I have listed, you know. So this is the fan page of the listing on Sylvan. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to, actually I forgot to capture this. So I'm going to capture this little blog tip. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to come over and I'm going to post that first because I want that to be there first. And there it comes up above. And I come up here and I remove it because I don't want it there double. And then I say something cool like, check out these tips before you buy. This one happens to be a fixer-upper or a flip or whatever. Did I post that? You know, that is. Now what I want to do, maybe I want to do a Facebook ad that comes up here. You know what I'm saying? So that's how easy you can use Jing and Microsoft Publisher within your social media sites. because you should never post anything without a video or a picture, right? So
that's right.
That's an example of how to do that. So that is Laura's. Laura, this is just some postcards that I will be happy to send to you so that you can now take it and run with it. You know, but that gives you an idea. So now your new slogan is One Day with Laura. So there we go on that one. Now I took that and said, okay, now I'm going to come up with some Facebook brands, YouTube, banners, all the same. So here's One Day with Laura and good things happen. Or maybe Laura might like this one. First comes the idea, next comes the dream. One day with Laura, the dream happens. You know,
and the cool part about this is that, like when she puts it up here, you got to remember on the bottom left right here, in the corner bottom left, that's where that picture is going to be. So you always got to leave that vacant. So if you look at it and say, well, it looks a little blank,
white space
well,
right
you got to
here.
leave this left corner blank because that's where the picture sticks up and above. So
right.
just something to think about. And she's going to show you how she did this and how she got this. This is actually, we're looking at a PowerPoint right here, but we're going to show you how she did that in just a second.
Yeah. So if Laura likes one of these, what Laura would do then is she would take this one and then she would come up here and save as to her desktop. And then she would save it as a JPEG.
And the cool part about PowerPoint is you can save any of the slides as a JPEG, which is now a picture that you can upload into your Facebook header.
Right. So Laura could take that right now and then just upload it because it's on her. It's actually right here. So that she could just go into Facebook and upload the timeline image. So let's pretend as if I'm going to go through and I'm going to pretend as if I'm doing one all by itself. Okay, guys? This is for Facebook. So I'm going to go into Microsoft Publisher. I'm going to come up to the design. You guys see that little tab up here? It's called Design. And then I'm going to go to Page Setup right here. First one. And then remember the cheat sheet that I told you about? So it's 8.46 times 3.135.
And you want to go back, like after you do this, go ahead and change it, but show them where that is again under the PowerPoint.
Sure. Yeah, let's just go back and don't save it. So I'm going to go back up. I'm going to go Start New. This is what you see when you open it.
So this is a brand new, this is what it looks like, right?
Nothing's been done to this yet. So I come up to Design. I go to Page Setup. Click. And then over here, where it says width and height, I enter the dimensions on that cheat sheet that I gave you guys, 8.46, 3.135. And I want it to be landscape. It automatically converts it for me. I'm going to show you one as if I wanted to do a flyer. That would be portrait. And then I hit OK. Okay, so
the one she just did is the Facebook header. Yeah, this is a Facebook header. It will fit perfectly if you fill the box.
Right. Now I want to fill the box. So then I go over here and I click on these because I don't want them to be here. I want it to be clean to start with. And I'm just going to cut them out. So now I want to start with some, what do I want to do? So I would insert a picture, maybe one of the images that you bought. You know, I could have anything, you know, that I've purchased. So say I want, it could actually be absolutely anything that you've done. So maybe I want, let me find something that I think that we could work with right now. Here's the one that I did. Now I can drag it out. Sometimes it will not look very good. So it's like the pixels are all, this one's okay. But sometimes if you drag it out too much, it doesn't look that great.
The keys are gone.
Yeah. So now I want to add a key in there, like what I did, right? So I'm going to insert a picture, and I'm going to look for that key. If you see it before me, Scott, you know, bring it to my attention. It's in here, guys.
Lots of pictures. I just seen it. Hold it. Go back up. There it is.
Got it.
There you go. Got it.
Okay. So here's the key, right? But there's a background and a thumb and all that kind of stuff. I don't want that. So now I'm going to make sure.
She's going to show you how to, like, if you're not, yeah, pay attention right here because she's going to show you how to remove the background of any picture that you upload or use or want to use, or like say you just want maybe the face or the ear or the, it's crazy what you can do with this right here.
Right. So I've clicked on it. I'm going to go over here to remove background. Do you guys see that? I'm in the format tool part.
Perfect. Format, okay. And you got to make sure you clicked on the picture, because if you click off the picture, it's not going to work.
Yeah, so now I clicked off the picture.
See how it's, now you're on the other picture?
Now I'm on the other picture. You just got to make
sure.
So I don't want to remove that background. I just want to remove this background. So I'm going to hit remove background. So everything in purple is going to go away.
Man, it's perfect.
But I want to make sure that I get that little bit right there. Do you see that? I want to be at the very end of the keys. You know, and now I like it simple as that. Now I've got some keys with no thumbs, no background. I'm going to make it small, and I'm going to hook it right into that image.
That's so cool.
Isn't that cool? Okay, so cool. Now what I'm going to, so now I want to add some more stuff. You know, maybe I want their name. So I'm going to insert, for her, I'm going to use word art, because I want it to kind of like flow in this little area here. I'm going to show you some cool things with that. So choose a color that you want. And then I'm going to say, you know, it could be Team Laura. Whatever words that you want to say, right? And then I'm going to move it over. But I don't like that. So now I'm going to give it some effects. So I'm going to go to transform. And I'm going to move. Do you see, like, for example, I could do that. Maybe I could move it around so it's in that curve. You know, there's all kinds of cool things that you could do with it. Sweet. Maybe I don't like the color.
That's so cool.
You know, so maybe I'll change it to blue, you know, or how about purple?
It matches the shirt.
Or white.
Purple matches the shirt.
Yeah. Yeah. And so maybe, you know, there's that kind of, you know, maybe I don't want it to be 54. I right-click, and it allows me to change the font as well as the size. So maybe now I want it to be, you know, smaller. So there's all kinds of cool things that you can do with an image. Like, for example, maybe I don't want that image. Yeah, by the way, you can always go back, this little forward and back section. So I don't like what I did, so I want to remove it. I can go back. It says undo font size. Everything I've done, I can keep going back, and it just goes back to where I was in the very beginning. So maybe I don't want that key anymore. And I want to go back to the very beginning. And maybe I don't like where she's holding the key on that side, so maybe I want to take this image and switch it around. So I go up to this rotate, and I flip it. Now it's the opposite way. Rotate, flip it. You guys see that?
Yeah, it's so crazy. Rotate, so you just changed it, which would be cool.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Maybe I want to add another picture of, so let's see if I can find another photo that I can put inside of a photo that would work. So maybe there's a picture like this. Maybe this was
Somebody said it was worth the entire day's work to learn that trick.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's crazy. You could actually get just the grass on this one, right? Or the balloons, or like that's the crazy part.
Yeah, I could do grass. I could take this girl out by that. So just by removing the background. So actually, I don't like the grass. So let me flip it back, because you know me, I'm a little OCD that way. So I'm going to see if I can find a picture of a house that she's selling. Let's see if I can find some cool house that I've done before, or a kitchen. I don't know. Front door. Okay. So say this is an image that I want to use, right? But I don't want it to be. I want it to have like a border around it. All of these really cool things do some awesome stuff. I tend to like to have it pop out. So I like the drop shadow one. Do you see the shadow behind it right here? So it kind of pops out a little bit. Okay. So but maybe I would like to have a frame around it, or you know, more of a reflection. Maybe it should be oval. You have some corners cut. Maybe I like to turn it. This little drop-down menu gives me all kinds of great options that I could use. So maybe I like it turned a little bit. Now maybe I might want to go into picture layout, picture effects, picture border, and do some really kind of cool stuff. So maybe I want it more 3D, you know. Do you see that? Obviously, these are just examples of showing you guys how cool you can manipulate and, you know, make a postcard or a design that you're doing really unique and different. That kind of, you know, maybe I wanted to give it really soft edges or a glow, you know, so it has more red, you know. So these are just fun things that you can do with PowerPoint that you probably didn't know that it was all there. It is all free.
So there, yeah. So, and guys, how I mean, it's the cool part about this is like it just like I don't necessarily think that you should be doing this, but if you take one of Vicki's ideas that she did on her Facebook page or on her Pinterest page, or I'm throwing it out there for, she can't do this for everybody, but if there's a couple people that would like to work with Vicki, of course there is a cost to it, but she does a full transformation of your social media. And I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just saying that's what Vicki does for us and our team. So if you know, and I've given a couple people the phone number. I'm not gonna throw it out there because she can't do this for everybody, but because there's so many people on this call. But more than happy to talk with you about that if you have any wants or needs for Vicki to do it for you.
Yeah, I can.
Cool.
Set the expectations that I work from a to-do list, so you know, it's that kind of a you know, it usually takes about a week to do everything, all your social media platforms, you know, and then if you want postcards on top of that, you know, then those are the things that you do. So that's how easy it is to do some of these really cool stuff. You can actually get into animations and transitions and all kinds of stuff if you're going to be doing like listing presentations from your PowerPoint. Really cool way to do that. So that is another thought. So yeah, these are ideas that could be her brand now. So her brand is One Day with Laura. You know, so everything that she does in her postcards, you know, is something that, you know, that's her slogan. So it's because if you confuse people, you lose people. So you want to keep something, you know, keeping it simple is usually the best and easiest way. And making it emotional, have a connection that speaks to the heartstrings. And answers questions that are already in their target market's mind. Now you can get into flyers, like you could set up your, you know, presentations. You know, things like this is just super, super simple to do. It's answering the question that's in the target market's mind. What's the home sales process? It just tells them step to step to step. You know, a flyer could be what are the top 5 things that you need to know when preparing your house for sale, you know, in 2015. You could do this co-branding with your LO like we've done here. But in order to do like another flyer, for example, you know, you would just hit insert, new slide. Now I have a blank slide. For my flyers, I go to design again, page setup, and I just do 8.5 by 11. Make sure it's portrait. That's it. And now you can start, you know, inserting pictures, you know, logos, whatever it is that you want to do in your flyer or a newsletter. You know, you can manipulate things. You can enter text. You know, all kinds of really cool stuff. So, you know, maybe you're doing a presentation that you want to send to potential sellers the night before, you know, you meet with them. So you put everything out here on a flyer, and then you go up here and you print as a PDF. Simple as that. And then it all comes out in full color. I tell everyone to take my postcards, save them as a PDF, shoot them over to Office Depot or Office Max, and have them printed out there. Of course, you can upload it to Vistaprint or any dozen other places. But when you take these and you save them as a PDF, then all the margins are there. It's really simple format to be able to convert them over. Very, very simple. So it's just a matter of save as, sorry. And you drop down as a PDF on your desktop. So like, for example, a lot of people are asking, what are campaigns? A campaign started with a client saying, I want to be like a dog that marks its territory. So after I meet with someone, after we've had a meeting, and maybe they haven't, they decided to go for sell by owner, or maybe it's expired and they're not ready to relist. I want to be able to keep top of mind with that person for a certain period of time. So, like, for example, let's go to take a look at, pull someone. So we pull Glenn's.
So really, what when she talked about the pre, during, and after, the pre is probably for agents the most important, because they're out looking at homes, they're out talking to people, that reticular activator is going on like big time, so they're hearing every conversation about buying homes and selling homes, and so for you to stay in front of them automatically with a set of postcards that continually, I would, man, if it was me, I would send one for every day for 30 days, 60 days, whatever, just so they got this, so they were getting something from me every single day, so they didn't forget about me. I would make sure to connect with them on all the social media sites, make sure I'm listening to what they're saying, where they're going. Right now, the holidays, did they spend time with family, private messages on Facebook? You can hire a lot of that out to your assistant, but stuff like that is will literally catapult your business very quickly just by staying in front of your clients, because they're going to remember you, they're going to appreciate the communication, the connection, and all that stuff.
Right, and it's just a series of expectations. Write down what it is that it's going to happen, or a benefit of what you can offer, why they should work with you, and keeping it simple. But with Glenn's brand, it's all about because he's a long distance runner, right? So
not all about
he's
the base.
Marathon. So it's all about it's all about the base. So everything he sends out has some kind of a start to it. Like this would be the starting gate. So it's athletic, it's fun, that kind of stuff. So that's his brand. That's something that he follows through with all of his pieces. So, and it's just a series of postcards that might have a video, that you've learned from class that you think that they would like to have. Maybe they have a business, or maybe it's, you're part of a BNI group and you want to send a postcard out to all your BNI to keep top of mind and say, hey, I saw this on class. Here's the link. I thought you would enjoy it. So you can do that with with your loan officer and get access to a lot of the stuff that we do. Or it could be like the tips for selling your house, or things of that nature. So it's just a matter of implementing it, putting it pen to paper, implementing it, and then kind of doing it. So that is an example of how easy it is. Just a matter of design, if it's going to be what type of a postcard, a flyer, a presentation, and then inserting, images from Dollar Photo Club or Photo Express, and coming across with your slogan and your banner and being engaging in what you do. And everything that you do here, you can jing and post to your social media sites.
Yeah, and a couple of people are asking about different versions of PowerPoint. I think, and don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure that all versions of PowerPoint have similar features, or almost all the features, especially 2007. It just might be in a different place from what the video is or what we're showing you today. I know when we first started this, I think I was on 2007, and then I started seeing videos when they were sharing new stuff. And guys, the new Office for Microsoft PCs or Macs is really inexpensive, and it's kind of like kind of crazy not to have it because there's so many things you get Word, you get PowerPoint, you get Excel, you get all the stuff that comes with it. And I would just highly recommend, you don't have to have the new stuff, but if you have the 2007, it might just be a different button. It's there. You might have to Google where that button is or how to do that, but I mean, you can still find it.
One thing I forgot to show you guys is using clip art. So I'm at a postcard, for example, or whatever it is I want to do. I'm going to insert clip art. I'm going to click that tab right there, Scott, insert clip art. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say I want
yeah, check this out. So, sorry, I was looking at a question over here.
So there's tons of different things that I could do. Maybe I want happy family, an image with happy families. So maybe, I might like this one. So these are free. These are within your system. Maybe I want a arrow to draw attention.
So these are all free within PowerPoint.
Right. So there's the arrow. Remove the background. Now I could draw attention, and then I could write something.
And somebody asked, can you upload a larger picture into PowerPoint and then make it smaller? You can't do it as a PDF. You can do it as a PDF, but it's actually better to have it bigger than what you need than smaller. So, and to go from bigger to smaller is way better because there's so many more pixels. To go from smaller to, like when Vicki first took that picture up there of the girl in the cape, like if you take a smaller picture and try to make it bigger and there's not enough pixels there, it'll look foggy, and that's what you're, not foggy, but blurry. And that's not what you want.
Right.
There's no clarity there. Yeah. So the bigger the better, and then you can just shrink it down.
And you can just shrink it down from there. So that's kind of a, I wanted to show you how easy it is to use clip art. That's free. You don't even have to do anything. So that's kind of a neat tool for you guys to have.
Cool. All right, guys. So I think I've jammed out all the questions. A ton of people have wanted your number, so I'm giving that out, so I apologize about that, Vicki. I'm trying to be selective about it. Well, not selective, but only the people that asked, I'm only giving it to you. So I don't want to put it out there because your phone, there's so many people on the call. She has room to help a couple people. I'm not trying to sell you anything. Maybe it's just a conversation of where to go to get some of this stuff done. There's a lot of different outlets. Vicki's just got an amazing eye for this stuff, and she's spent, I don't know, you've been doing this for about 2 years, and the stuff you do with PowerPoint and the mindset, she really likes to get to know her clients, so she likes to put your personality into it. Like I said, it be you, who you are. Like it's pretty exciting. We have a new guy that just joined us that is in a band, and his band is famous, and he's got a website, and so we're going to put that into his branding because that's who he is, and that's passion, and people should know about that, and people can relate to that, and when they can relate, you have something to talk about, and there's all kinds of different cool stuff you can do with it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so good.
All right, guys. Well, Vicki, you rock like always. You're just a rock star on this stuff, and I appreciate your passion for this and eye for this and helping so many people to have an amazing brand out there. And it all starts with what they see. That first impression, man. I tell you, what do they say? You got 7 seconds to make the first impression. So, might as well make it a good one if you can. So appreciate you guys. Appreciate you being here. I appreciate you coming here on a holiday week with us and hanging out. And next week we'll be back full force. 2015, God, it just gave me chills that we're ending. This is the last class of 2015, just a little freaky. Or excuse me, 2014, and we're going to 2015 now. So look forward to a ton of amazing content coming your way right here from Agent Mastermind. If you're joining us for the first time, make sure to go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/groups/Agent Mastermind. And I'm going to stick around, Vicki, just for a little bit and make sure that I answer these questions. I'm not going to record it, but I appreciate you guys joining us. See you here, same time, same place. Appreciate you guys. Be safe over the new year, and Happy New Year, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.